Today I'm going to be installing these Spidertrax wheel spaces. These are 1.5 inch for the Jeep Wranglers 2007 to 2000, I believe 18. I'm not that sure, but I know it's 2007 to 2011. I think it is pretty higher than that. These wheel spaces, they come highly recommended. These are the WHS-010, and they're hub centric and wheel eccentric. Here's the hub centric and wheel eccentric. 1.5 inch, made out of aluminum. They're some of the best on the market, like I said before. About maybe 250 bucks for both. For two pairs. One set is only for one axle, 2 of them. But for 4 of them, it's about 250 bucks. And this is what it looks like. All right, this side has them. And you can see it's just about past the fender. Not bad at all. You see? And the back too, versus the side that I didn't do yet. And you see how it's like it's a lot in more. Not a lot anymore, it's 1.5 inch exactly. And the back. Let me show you how it looks from the back to the front. You get about an idea. See, that's the side of the car. And that's the side that doesn't have them. And then, you see how it just sticks out just enough. Gives it a nice stance and a little bit safer, I would think, on the road. You see? When you're looking straight down, they just barely stick out. All right, it's pretty straightforward how to do it. You do not use an impact wrench for nothing. Don't use an impact wrench to put on your wheels. Don't use an impact wrench to take them off. Okay, there's a lot of misconceptions of these wheel spaces. Technically, I really don't. In other words, if I didn't have to use them, I wouldn't. But if you use them properly, they're safe. And if you install them properly, they're safe. That's what I meant. You never take nothing off with impact wrenches when it has to do with the wheels. Everything has to be torqued. And when you install these spaces, they have to be flush. They can't be binding. It has to be nice and clean. Can't be no rust anywhere. It has to be perfectly flat against the brake caliper, or the brake rotor. All right, and it has to be torqued. They have to be torqued. The bolts that I'm going to show you have to be torqued to 90. You do not use an impact wrench. You torque them. Torque is what holds them. Torque is what gives them the clamping force. A lot of people skip that step, and that's why they fly off. All right, and I'll show you how to install it. Okay, so once you have the wheel off, you want to make sure this surface is nice and flat and clean. There's no rust anywhere. And the hub right here, make sure it's nice and clean. There's no rust, nice and smooth, so when the spacer slides on, it slides on flush. And you dry fit it. You put it on. Let me show you. You dry fit it, make sure it's nice and flat. It doesn't move anywhere. You don't rely on torquing them down to straighten it out. It has to be flat as is. All right, has to be flat up against it. Nice and flat, no play nowhere. Okay, and what you do is you grease up over here a little bit, just a little bit. It's good to grease it right there. And you're gonna put the Loctite on all the threads. And then when you put this on, you're gonna torque it down to 90 foot-pounds in a star pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then again, make sure they're all 90 pounds. You put the wheel back on, torque the wheel down to 90 pounds, and drive it about 50 miles. Take the wheels off again, and try to torque them not to 90 because you'll break the wheel, you'll break the thread lock to 80. To see if they move at 80. If they all don't move at 80, you're good to go, and you check it. I don't know, every however often you want to check them. Okay, and I'll show you what it looks like. And once you torque them all to 90, I torque them to like 95. Like in 50 miles from now, you're going to want to retorque them again to 80. See, if they move at 80, then you have to start the whole procedure off, take them all off, Loctite them again, and we'll see what the problem is. Hopefully that wouldn't be a problem, okay? And I can't stress it enough, you have to use a torque wrench. Would you use an impact gun to put on heads, cylinder heads? No, you won't. The same thing with this. You do not use an impact wrench. I don't care what kind of tires you got. This heats up. This gets red hot. Okay, so hot. And the only thing that it has is the clamping force. And the clamping force has to be even. If the clamping force is not even, and when it heats up in extreme temperatures, it's going to find the weakest link, which is if you impact it, impact is inaccurate, it's gonna come loose again. And then they're going to rip off, or worse, you're going to get into a serious accident and blame it on the wheel spacer when it was your fault. You know, I just can't stress it because it's a safety issue and I want everybody to be safe. All right, guys, Motorcarnut 2020. I'll see you in the next video. Please subscribe, hit the like button. If you have any comments, leave them below and I'll try to get them as soon as I can. All right, guys, take it easy.